Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then suddenly there appeared before me the only one my heart would ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. When I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart. I found a love of my own. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then suddenly there appeared before me the only one my heart would ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. When I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, da-da-da-da. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart. I found a love of my own. I found a love of my own. I found a love of my own. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I went down to St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby there, stretched out on a long white table. So sweet, so cold, so fair. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She can search this wide world all over. She ain't ever gonna find another sweet loving man like me. Now when I die, bury me in straight black shoes, Mark's back coat and a Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so the boys know I died standing pat. Die, bury me in straight black shoes, Mark's back coat and a Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so the boys know I died standing pat. Well, let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She can search this wide world all over, she ain't ever gonna find another sweet loving man like me. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in a sycamore tree. And dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this, saying this, saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this, saying this, saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, I dream a little dream of me. And just dream a little dream of me. Oh, I dream a little dream of me. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz? Different types of wear-a-day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, fashion fits, putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their mitts, putting on the Ritz. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz? Different types of wear-a-day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits, putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their mitts, putting on the Ritz, putting on the Ritz. All right, thank you. Sitting here while I think about my yaya. It's on the same page as St. James Infirmary. It's like in the front somewhere. Sitting here a lot, I think about my yaya. Oh, oh. I said I'm sitting here a lot, I think about my yaya. Oh, oh. Well, it might sound funny, but I don't believe she's coming. Oh, oh. Oh, baby, hurry, don't make me worry. Oh, oh. I said, baby, hurry, don't make me worry. Oh, oh, oh. Well, you know I love my ya. Well, it might sound funny, but I don't believe she's coming. Sitting here a lot thinking about my I said I'm sitting here a lot thinking about my It might sound funny, but I don't believe she's coming. Oh, baby, hurry, don't make me worry. I said, baby, hurry, don't make me worry. Well, you know I love you and I really need you. That's why I'm sitting here a lot thinking about my I said I'm sitting here a lot thinking about my Well, it might sound funny, but I don't believe she's coming. All right, thank you so much. Time is just gotta be getting close here. 7:20. All right, a few more tunes probably. How about I like to dream small? It should be right in the front. I think we're doing good. I'm gonna play an original tune right now. Mine is a love song, of course. Thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, that is an excellent chart, but the song is so good. That's such a, This is a love song I wrote called "I Like to Dream Small." So small I didn't even write a very good chart of it. A little cottage in the woods by the sea, with just what's important, just you and just me. No big plans for money, advancement and all. I like to dream small. I'll sell all my stuff. I've got way too much. I know I'll find gazing in your eyes is enough. Just birds in the springtime and apples in fall. I like to dream small. When we yearn to travel, we'll take a trip up the coast for a day. I know there's always troubles, but under the stars we'll dream them away. And the fanciest thing that we'll own is your smile. And darling, that could never go out of style. I'll love you, you'll love me forever, that's all. I like to dream small. And when we yearn to travel, we'll take a trip up the coast for a day. I know there's always trouble, but under the stars we'll dream them away. And the fanciest thing that we'll own is your smile. And darling, that could never go out of style. I love you, you'll love me forever, that's all. I like to dream small. All right, thank you so much. Cupid, drop back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Now I don't mean to bother you, but I'm in distress. There's danger of me losing all of my happiness. For I love a girl who doesn't know I exist, and this you can't fix. So, Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me and Cupid, won't you please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Now, Cupid, if your arrow makes her love strong for me, I promise I will love her until eternity. I know between the two of us her heart we can steal, so help me if you will. So, Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me and Cupid, won't you please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me, oh Cupid, can't you hear me calling you? I need you, Cupid, 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 can't you hear me? Oh, Cupid, 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 can't you hear me? Da 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 da. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Cupid, Cupid, can't you hear me? Da 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 da. Nobody but me. Nobody but me. Nobody but me, nobody but me, nobody but me. So Cupid, won't you please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. All right, thank you. when whipwills call and the evening is night, I'll hurry to my blue heaven. I turn to the right, a little white light will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, just a little nest, a nestle where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and the baby makes three. We're so happy in my blue heaven. Whipwills call and the evening is night, I'll hurry to my blue heaven. I turn to the right at the little white lights will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, just a little nest, a nestle where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and the baby makes three. We're so happy in my blue heaven. We're happy in my blue heaven. All right, thank you.
It's going to be 50 years, 48 years, something like that. It's to you, Bill. Right on, man. Thank you. Yeah, I can say over the years, yeah.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows? Only time. We Who can say why your heart sighs as your love flies? Only time. And who can say why your heart cries when your love lies? Only Who can say when the roads meet that love might be in your heart? And who can say when the day sleeps if the night keeps all your heart? Night keeps all your Who can say if your love grows as your heart shows? Only time. And who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. Who knows? Only time. Who knows? Only time.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. All right. Great. So we're kind of shifting gears into the part where we get to, we've all been honoring and thinking of and caring for Libby and her career through being here, but now we get to verbalize and express that in a different way. Libby, would you like to say anything to the group? No pressure.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you all for coming tonight in the midst of the contagion. It's kind of like the ink people. It's contagious. When Brenda and I started the ink people, when she had the idea to get it started and get lots of grants, that was in 1979. And it kind of grew like Topsy, you know? Like any good art project, it took on a life of its own beyond anything we could have dreamed. And because this is such an amazing community and has so many creative people and so many giving people, that's what's made it thrive. And I'm a person who gets bored really easily, and I've never been bored at the ink people. So I just want to thank everybody who's here, everybody who couldn't make it tonight, everybody who's watching on the live stream. Thank you all for being part of the journey, and you're not getting rid of me totally. So thanks again, and I'll turn it over to someone else.
Thank you, Libby. And you know, we're all here tonight because of the webs of cultural flourishing that you've helped weave and spin in our communities, in our many, many communities. And so thank you. It's such an honor to have known you for so long and to be here tonight to celebrate you and to know that your work has created this fertile place that exists today and will exist and will thrive into the future as well. And we have a number of people who would like to speak tonight in honor of you and to tell stories about you and recognize you and play music for you. So I'm just going to call you up. So be ready if you signed up. And I'll go ahead and start with Bill Nichols, who I believe has known Libby the longest out of any of us, so he wins that prize. So come on up, Bill.
Well, I was fortunate enough to find Eureka in August of 1972. And in the spring about 73, I discovered a nice little bar pizzeria called Grace's in Henderson Center, which is now Hunan's. And not shortly after that, I met this young lady called Libby. And so we decided to go to dinner. When I went to take her home, she looked at me and she says, "I think we could be great friends." And I said, "You got that right." And so I was fortunate to be able to go to Humboldt State when she was still a student. She showed me, her and Brenda, what a force Brenda was, too, and showing me their art. I had no idea as a layman that you could do art on these metal plates. And then I was also fortunate enough and honored enough to be there for Libby's graduation. And I'd heard her and Brenda talking about trying to create something because they realized there was no place to do their art concentrated on. So gallery on Cape Plaza, the south side here of Rio. And I thought that was great. And over the years, I'm saying, oh my gosh, all of a sudden this is happening here, this is happening here, they're here, through trials and tribulation. They always were able to come up. This is not just about Libby. It's just not about them. They were the catalyst to help create Ink People. What the Ink People is today is who is involved with it in the past, the present, and the future. And it's so wonderful that it is an inclusive art association. And that's the programs and that stuff they've started to help build, help the artists realize they can make a living on their art. I mean, it's incredible. I don't, to this day, I have no idea what all they do. But it's been a real pleasure, a wonderful ride. And I'm a happy camper on that Libby 1970.
We're having some minor technical difficulties with the sound system. Welcome to a new space. We're still testing things. So I'm going to ask, as we do some problem solving inside, people, you may know what is louder than us. I'm going to ask,
I'm pretty loud.
okay, so
And I don't need,
be connected to the
this should be fine.
Alright.
We're good, we're good. You guys work on the sound details while I do this thing. All right, y'all, my name's Jesse. And I usually get to stall for time while people do things more important, so. We were gonna do a lot louder things for Libby's big party. We had like 50 kids ready to come to this party playing pans because Libby's started a seed that grew into 3 different schools getting the opportunity to train steel pan music just because I know how to do that. And these places have taken her word for it and put me to work. They've been there for a while now, so it's amazing. You know, every now and then you plant a seed and it takes root. It really does create some beautiful things, and she's been seeing that for 40 plus years. It was 2010. We found ourselves working together at the Ink People, not together so much, but her facilitating everything I do. We found ourselves needing to have a meeting really quick. Because I was a little green in the office world. So she calls me into her office, says, please be in my office by 4:30. We got about a half hour to chat before the office is closed. I've been there for maybe a couple days. We were deep into office protocol at the Ink People. Like, do I have to wear shoes? Other aspects of such serious nature that felt the intensity of the room start to overwhelm the physical space of Northern California. And before we knew it, Miss Libby Maynard and I were on the floor together. Because an earthquake had knocked both of us out of our seats. Now, if you've ever been in Libby's office, you know she's a big fan of, well, they used to have these things called books. Fascinating things, but many of them get heavy after a while. And Miss Maynard had several books on several shelves. And I've had the privilege of moving those books from office to office to office. And it's such a privilege to continue to help people that help people. made up some lyrics for this song because I know she likes Leonard Cohen. But at the end of the day, I was having a hard time finding something that would rhyme with Libby Maynard. Libby Maynard. Libby Maynard. Oh, Libby Maynard. But for those of you that know the song, you know what a miracle it is. How she's kept the doors open and the people inspired for decade after decade. So for us to get together in support of her felt really important. So the fact that we knew that things would be tough to come through, but you and I knew what we had to do. We had to come through for a lady named Libby Maynard. Libby Maynard. But I mean, there's a million songs that'll make you think of her, right? No, I'm not going to sing a parody of Don't Stop Believing. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, have some faith in what you're doing and know why you're doing it. Thank you, Mr. Goldman. I don't know. Can you hear me anyways? All right. So the idea that I just showed up prepared to play a couple tunes for, one of which was just a reminder that, you know, when you know somebody that you admire and you learn what they love, that's just a way for us to show them the way we care about them, is to remember that they love those things. Show up and give them some flowers that they like. Sing them a song that they might resonate with. And Libby does that every day with people that are in this room. So I wanted to share a song that I've been working on. I feel very fortunate that at some point in the path, I started getting hired to teach, which none of my teachers would have ever believed. But Libby said, "It looks like you've hit your stride." And I was like, "No, I'm stuck in the classroom. What do you mean? I don't get to go anywhere." She's like, "Oh, you're going places. You just might not see it." And where I get to go is into the hearts of so many people that come through the classroom. And I get to believe that what I'm doing actually means something to them or to the people that they love. And so this is a tune, and it sounds really weird, but I wrote it on a bass marimba, which is this huge thing. You have to stand on a footstool to play it. Actually a physical stand. Like the stand's 5 foot long because you have to be able to run along the side of it. And the tubes on the thing are tall as I am. So you literally, the bars are up here. The kids love it. You put 2 or 3 on them, they love it. But when this thing arrived in my hands, all I could reach was an octave stretch. So with the instrument being only an octave long, well, I could play a song that goes. Because with 2 hands, I mean, that's all you got, right? But then to take that song and apply it to students and give them all different chords and different parts, it's become a piece that I'm teaching to a lot of students from high school to kindergarten. And at some point, it'll really be a beautiful thing to just have a community playing one song together. So this is the song that I've written for the most recent song I've written to share with my students. of a celebration of the achievements of a person. That sometimes you walk away with a piece of paper that says you did something. If you look around on these walls, you'll see the pieces of paper that says Libby's done something. But that's just one of the things she's done, right? She's a brilliant artist, a powerful leader, a powerful believer, and such a sweet friend that I wanted to wish her congratulations. Now, we're not going to make you get up and walk across the room. But we are here in gratitude. And we look forward to the next time we get the call to show up for you. So we can keep this circle and cycle of inspiration and love going. Thank you, Libby. We love you.
That is Jesse Jonathan. And before that, Bill Nichols. I want to say just very quickly that Laura Corsilia and Lucas Horton are here making live art. Their pieces and all of the pieces here are available in the silent auction that is taking place right now. And will continue throughout the speeches, but also 20 minutes after the talking ends, so you have time. So I just want to see the room with that. And I also want to thank the James Zeller Trio for being here tonight. And they'll be playing music again towards the end of the evening, and that's James Zeller, Britt Smith, Lee Phillips, and we're going to have a special guest of Katie Belknap to join after this session here. And then also Melody Culver, Sharon Hammond, and Loretta, who have been doing, Melody and Sharon doing the aerial, and Loretta with the amazing fan wings, Isis wings dances. So thank you so much. I am going to call, so we have two really special guests tonight, and that's Libby's siblings are here. So there's kind of a family reunion taking place along with this larger gathering. So Philip Maynard, would you like to come say something in honor of... So we have Philip and Carol doing you, so all of, yeah.
So I don't have any prepared remarks, but I would just like to thank all of you for taking so great care of Libby and being such great friends to her and giving her such a great experience. And it touches me. I just want to thank you. So thank you very much.
I did prepare remarks, but I don't know that they're any better than those. So you can see there are three of us, and we were all like only children. We had a big space between all of us, but Libby was always our intrepid leader. She was fearless. She forged the way. I was the one who came after her. And she just made my life so much easier because she always knew what was important and what was kind and what was, I guess, life affirming. And I was so fortunate, and I'm sure Philip agrees, that who was such an amazing example. But she, she always paved the way. So she made things easier for me. Like she would always do the things that were scary, or that our parents, who were pretty rule conscious, never really wanted us to do. So I remember one time we were down, well, I don't know if you guys know, but we grew up overseas. Our dad was in the State Department, and so, well, for part of the time anyway. But we were in Thailand and Laos for a long time. And so our mother was really good at planning trips and making it exciting for us. And so one time we went down to Phuket, and Libby, being that intrepid person that she is, and the one who's always finding new ways to do things, decided to go with the guys in the family that we were there with, and they rented motorcycles. So she was like 16 or something. I don't know, 16 or 15 or somewhere around there. Too young to be riding a motorcycle. And so she and these guys went, I don't know where they went because I was a little younger and did not ride the motorcycles. And she went over the side of a bridge. Is that right? Is that what happened? Yeah. So she got a whiplash or something. I don't know what it was. But she really, took their attention away so that then I could try to swim over to an island across the sea and get stuck in the middle. But I did not get in trouble. She got in trouble. So it was really great. But she was always there to give me advice. And the advice that I remember most is never, ever, ever tuck your shirt into your underpants. So I want to thank you all for being there for Libby and listening to her sage advice. And I hope, what you guys have done for her tonight, I never really see that because I live somewhere else. But it is just so amazing to me and so touching that people would be here to provide her with this wealth of beauty and creativity that she has fostered in this community. And it's really amazing to see that that she has done this and made it's almost accessible for everybody to be their creative selves. So I thank you for that and for showing me that, and I hope that Philip feels the same way. I'm sure he does. Anyway, never tuck your underpants. Never tuck your shirt into your underpants. All right. Then you see the underpants, but I guess that probably doesn't matter so much anymore. But when I was 7, it did matter. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you, Philip. Okay, let's pause for just a quick moment. One of the things that struck me just before beginning the speaking with thinking about Libby being here and her career and influence and impact, but I know so many of you, and there's so much care for community and for the arts and for culture and for all kinds of ways of being here in this room. And I think it's just important to take a moment to recognize all of you and your work and how much we all nourish one another. So just take a moment to look around the room and think about all of the things that happen in the world through the amazing work of the people here, and through the ways that we all support one another. And Libby's been such a leader and model for that, but also just thank you to all of you as well. And with that, in terms of modeling leadership and support for the arts, both locally and at this, who has done that both locally and then has also blossomed at the state level, doing that throughout the state. Let's bring up Ann Bound-Crawford, who has a long and sweet relationship with Libby. Thanks for being here, Ann.
Well, the continuum in this room brings me such joy. I mean, there's Shoshana, who I first got to know as Rose in my classroom, and Jessie, who now connects with students, and then Libby, and Greg, who's my economic development, linkage, and so many, everybody, Alex and Julie, and what this continuum, and Sean keeps landing back to Libby. And then it circles back out again, and the burden is on us to make the most of what Libby has given us and what this community has given us. Not to mention the opportunity to finally wear an outfit where I have shoes that match and people can see my shoes. And I'll let you know there's a handbag back there that matches the shoes, and you can't see that on Zoom, so I'm particularly pleased about this. I've raised my sons right, because when I walked out, they said, "Your jacket matches your," I'm like, yes, this is a thing. Pre-Zoom, this was a bigger thing. Anyway, the reason that I do have statewide influence, there are many reasons, they're all in this room, and they're outside of this room, is because I'm grounded in Humboldt County. And because Libby kept saying, you could do it. Because I have gone back to you over and over again, whether it was, Libby, I want to start AAI, Arcadia Arts Institute. How do I get artists that I can trust coming into the classroom with my kids? We have those conversations, and she provides wise counsel for that. All the way to, some folks have told me I should look for this appointment to be executive director of California Arts Council. First person I went to was Libby, was like, what the heck? Like, can I do this? And she said, yeah, you can. And so here I am. I'm 2 governors in with appointments that have kept me in this job as a rural advocate, who've kept me in this job because I say over and over again, geography matters. Equity, inclusion matters. We need to look at everybody in a community, no matter where they are in the state, in all 58 counties. And I know what I'm talking about because I'm from Humboldt County. I had a conversation today where I got to talk about that again. Being rural matters. Because this is an incubator here. And it's an incubator for creativity like I've never been in before. It's a hotbed of innovation. And this is what's gonna, this is being live streamed, right? I don't care. This is it's gonna save our asses. The fact that we look to communities like this for the innovation that we need and the creativity that we need to lift ourselves out of polarization and out of resentment and out of anger and lead with love. And this woman, she has her hand at the small of my back. And every time I think, oh, the bureaucratic system is like beating me with sticks. How can I make this work? I hear Libby's voice in my head. I said, I told you you could do this, so stand up and do it. And so I do. Thank you, Libby. You're not out of a job as that mentor. It's a lifetime friendship, and it's a lifetime mentorship. And if I can ever give anything to you, all you have to do is ask. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne. Let's see, and in a minute I'll ask if I've missed anyone, but I know that Aaron Dunn wanted to say some words, so come on up, Aaron.
Thank you, Leslie, for this opportunity to speak on behalf of Assemblymember Wood. And I'd love some musical accompaniment as well for my time. No. So on behalf of Assemblymember Wood, we're here to celebrate Libby. And it's so great to be here. And, you know, you've spent decades advocating for the arts and making space for hundreds, probably thousands of artists to thrive. And some of that success comes from just being that active arts advocate, but also some of it comes from being an artist yourself. And you know the soul of the artist, as I believe it was spoken here today. And you also have this magical mix of this gift of being visionary, coupled with the unique ability to understand how to find and secure funding for the arts. And that is vital in this day and age, as it was when you first started as well. And we all benefit from that when you do that. And all of these skills have contributed not only to better the communities here in Humboldt, but the communities of the state and the nation with your work. And thank you, Libby, and the Assembly member wishes you all the best in your, if my hands weren't full, I would do air quotes, retirement. Because we know that we will be seeing you and appreciate your continued efforts here on behalf of artists here in Humboldt County. So great to be here and bring you the wishes from the Assembly member.
Thank you, Aaron, and appreciate all the work you do in the community as well. And with that, Senator McGuire also wanted to offer you this award of recognition. Congratulations on 43 years of outstanding leadership, extraordinary vision, and tireless advocacy on behalf of enhancing cultural development within the community. You have been a voice and mentor for artists and a creative force for change. Your legacy is large, and your shoes will be difficult to fill. A grateful community thanks you for all that you do. And I have to say, that is the comment I receive most is, oh, big shoes, Leslie. So, point taken. But, you know, maybe that's my background in clowning and performing arts. Well, at the very least, I can be entertaining as I try, you know, and find my way. Let's go ahead and bring up Shoshana, another powerful figure for the arts in our community.
I was just going to talk for just a minute, but I wanted to say thank you so much to Libby, and I've been thinking about that first artware affair that I was able to help out with. It was the day after my daughter was due to be born, so it definitely is a memorable event to be helping with. And I've just really treasured all the times I've been able to interact and help with the Ink People's many wonderful interactions with the community. And it is such an amazing tapestry that is created across our whole area. And just thank you so much, and thanks to all the amazing people that make all the amazing things happen in our community. So just thank you, Libby. And it's wonderful to be able to celebrate you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Shoshana. And I know Sean, Takeda McLaughlin, wanting to speak. Come on up, Sean. Yeah. Thank you.
Aloha, everybody. Libby, you're freaking awesome. We know, everybody here knows it. So there's hardly anything to say that will top that. But I just want to share, first of all, as Access Humboldt's executive director, that the reason we have community media, the reason Access Humboldt exists is because of Libby. Wow. Honestly, there was a time before I got here when Ink People was holding the little spark of Access Humboldt that had withered under the city of Arcata, and she held it until we could launch Access Humboldt. So, what more can I say? You know, to me, that's my whole role in the community. So, but other things I learned about Libby along the way. One of the first people I met was she used to race go-karts in Thailand. I mean, come on, how cool is that, right? She really represents the piece of Humboldt that made somebody from Hawaii feel like they could be here, quite honestly. The culture side of Ink People, the Hmong New Year, the Spanish language radio station that's under development, all the different culture work that's been done. To me, it's underrepresented in the conversation because art is easier to talk about and relate to maybe than bridging across language and culture. But Libby sort of made me feel, as somebody from Hawaii, and feeling like, kind of white over here. I see native folks, but they're hiding. Anyway, Ink People is the place that makes Humboldt Humboldt to me. And Libby represents that. So I'm probably being a little too emo on this, but thanks for being here, Libby. I know this is not the end of the conversation. We get to see your new art endeavors, and you're going to keep in your role. I think one thing that wasn't mentioned that I thought should come up is Libby has also been very instrumental, and I want to call out Ink People Board. So who here is currently on the Ink People Board? Okay, look around. It's a freaking awesome board that has been growing and developing and cultivating new energy. And Leslie was the person I met on that board that helped me feel, my partner feel, that this was a creative community that we could really embrace and live in. Now, who has, as a past board member, there's other people here who are former board members. So we have lots of folks who know about Ink People and have been involved with Ink People. And I think the cultivation of all the dream makers, we haven't talked about the Dream Maker program, but an entity that holds and nurtures and cultivates dreams of artists and culture makers in the community. Oh my God, what would Humboldt be without this? I can't imagine. Honestly, I cannot imagine. When I got here, this was the spark that made it possible to be here. Quite honestly, as somebody from Hawaii and feeling like, where am I? So, Libby, I need to say, as a board member, I've been on the board for 15 years. It's a place for learning as a board member. It's a place to engage the community. if you're interested, I'm probably not authorized to recruit board members here, but if you're interested, the board meetings are amazing because what we get are pitches from artists. Please adopt me so I can be part of the Ink people. And how many are there now? 70, 50 plus? Over 100 dream makers. Hello to all the dream makers out there and all the board members and all the people who have been part of Ink People. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Libby, you are our star, our guiding light. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Does anyone else, did I miss any? There are a lot of people who are like, okay, Jules, come on up. and while Jules is coming up, I know there's a lot of people who've been involved with Dream Makers here. Can you raise your hand if you've been involved with a Dream Maker program in the community? Yeah, beautiful, awesome, awesome.
Take my mask off.
Yeah.
Stay away from me. I don't need one, but
You got it? Yeah.
put my earring back on. I just have to put my earring back on because I have to be dressed properly for Libby. So the first thing, Libby, I am so going to get you a t-shirt that says never, ever tuck your shirt into your underpants. When I first came up to Humboldt over 6.5 years ago, I was in a different position than I am now. And I'd see Libby at all these meetings. And I had no idea who she was. And I was always intrigued by what her t-shirt was saying, because it's actually a message to us, if you pay attention. And she very rarely spoke up, but when she did, you listened. She didn't run her mouth off like a lot of other people do. And she's always, for me, been, because I run my mouth off now and again, somebody who is not only really thoughtful, but thinks for everyone. So she doesn't come with an agenda. She's not going to push herself forwards. And I'm really glad that Sean mentioned the dream makers, because Libby is the dream maker. She not only allows other people to fulfill their dreams, but supports them along the way. And I know that a lot of people think artists know nothing about business. Libby says otherwise, and if you don't, then you come to the Ink People, because we'll help you and support you making your dreams come true. And the one thing that I have learned about Libby is she was loving every culture and every color and every medium long before most other people in Humboldt County did. And she has stuck with that. And we are the really happy and blessed recipients of your legacy. And we're not going to spoil it. We're going to make it stronger. And your spirit will live in the hearts of the artists and all the cultural people that we reach out to in the future. So thank you, Libby, for being yourself. And, you know, maybe when you fell off the bike, it knocked some sense into you. My mother was big when you fell over as a child and you go crying, and she said, "Did it knock any sense into you?" Well, Libby, thank you for having the ability to knock some sense and gratitude and kindness into us. Oh, no, I'm not going away. Thank you.
Greg, did I see you gesturing that you wanted to say something? It's like, come on up. Yeah.
I'm going to take this off for a minute. So one of the tricks about a microphone is you hold it right up to your chin. So I'm going to do that. Yes, I did work in radio for a short time. God, those lights are awful. So before I talk about Libby, because we're really talking a lot about her, and you know, it's kind of getting boring. But I do joking, of course. But I want to just acknowledge this space because I have a particular relationship with this building. And so Derek and Leslie and the Synapsis team, this is an amazing space. So you've done so much hard work on this place. And I'm not just saying that because Leslie's my board chair, and my evaluation comes up in a few months, and we need to make sure that's okay. So we're here to honor Libby, who is sitting comfortably in a comfortable chair while we talk about nice things. I don't know how long I've known you, Libby, but it's been a long time, I think. We started just seeing each other in meetings in economic development. I'm an executive director of the REDEC. And Libby is, unlike me, not terribly wordy and not terribly loud. And I wish for all the words and all the volume that I have, I could have the impact that she has when she speaks. And but since that won't happen, I'm going to be loud and talk a lot anyway. So, but Libby has always been passionate about, I think I probably met you when I was at the Humboldt Area Foundation almost 30 years ago now. You know, we would do all these big economic development plans, and you know, how are we going to build the economy? And there was always this art lady there who would always make the point quietly, but with amazing strength, that art has to be part of what we talk about when we're talking about community infrastructure. And I don't know that even back then we were really getting it that much, but I think we're better at it now. And I was having a conversation with Leslie the other day about policy making, and we were in the Graves Museum and looking at a large painting there with a lot of pretty, you know, aggressive brushstrokes. I said, each brushstroke to me seems like it's an individual decision, which is how you do policy. It's a lot of individual decisions, millions of them. But, you know, made separately, they don't mean anything, but they all have to be in the context of a big vision. And then again today, I was talking about a call I facilitate where we were talking about a lot of stuff, and I said, you know, the reason that this call works and these projects work is because it's jazz. We're not overly structured. We're not just playing what's on the notes. We jazz, we make it up, we improvise what's going along. I'm going, geez, I'm starting to sound a little bit like Libby Maynard finally after 25 or 30 years. Thank God, I'm starting to get some wisdom. And so thank you for that. I mean, you've been amazing. So much of what we do now in Humboldt County around economic development, which is not the most sexy topic. You know, I could sit here and talk about finance all night. But that we're starting to realize that the infrastructure of a community isn't just roads and, you know, buildings and all this stuff, but it's the culture of the community that attracts and keeps people to stay here. And, you know, it's part of the reason why I'm here. I grew up in the exotic wilds like she did. I was raised in Miranda. And it's all those cultural things that we did even back then in the Redwood Playhouse and all that. It kept a lot of people here and made us think differently. And so, Libby, you're a big part of that. You're a big part of why this kid came back. Libby and I also have very similar addictions. We go to a lot of meetings. And I think I've been on about 20 different boards in the 30 years since I've come back to Humboldt County. And I'm going to be president of the Eureka Theater Board here soon, Libby, in case you're looking for something to do. We would love to have you in our beautiful 1939 Streamline Modern. Just think of what a legacy you could have if you helped us finish that project. But anyway, thank you so much. You've taught me a lot. Now that you're retiring, I may be the longest serving executive director in Humboldt County. I'm not sure. I've been 22 years at REDEC with a couple breaks. So you got me way beat. I'm not going 43 years. Congratulations. I'm done. Thank you very much. And I'm always going to have your brain when I'm talking boring stuff, because what you tell us is more important than a lot of what we're told by other folks. So thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Julie, did you want to come on up? Come on up. Woo-woo.
So I'm not sure if that's the moon, but it's probably at least a planet. And I'm at this point in my life where I wake up a lot in the night and I look at the stars and the moon. I highly recommend it, even if you're much younger than I am, because if you're like me, you're looking for the light right now. And in the last couple of nights, there's been this incredible moon. And this morning, when I got up with the moonlight, I saw this, and I know you've seen these too, these incredible, it was a singular, one-of-a-kind spider web. You know those webs that you have no understanding how they were created? What is holding them together through the wind and the rain and the storms of Humboldt County? And who was responsible for that? How did it come together in that place, in that moment? And I couldn't find a spider, which I was actually kind of happy about. But it was like, for me, the perfect metaphor to the kind of work that you do. It's this invisible, I mean, you can see the web, but you don't really know who's creating the web. And the interconnectedness is so powerful and so strong and long-lasting, even within the forces of nature. And so I want to thank you for all of the webs that you've created, and the fact that we don't know where those are going to end up. That's the really exciting part. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie. Have I missed anyone in the audience who wanted to speak? Lucas, yeah.
Hello, Lucas. I just want to thank you because when I was a kid, when I was in the 6th grade, I got to meet Dwayne Flatmo, came into our class, and because of you, there was an after-school mural program, also with the help of the mayor at the time. I'm bad with names, but you know what I mean. And I got to be part of this really awesome after-school program with Dwayne, and it was good for me because I was having trouble at home, you know, and parents and stuff, and then there was bullies at school, and you know, you're a weird art kid, so you know things that you think dress a little bit differently, you think a little differently, and it gave me a really good outlet, and it was nice to meet other kids too, and they were like-minded and were passionate about making art and cool music and culture and all kinds of stuff, and I've turned it into a career now, and it's something that I do, and it pays the bills, and I'm really happy that I was led down this path, and I think that you're really responsible for that because you had the Ink People, which was a place where we would meet, and we painted the bathroom, and we would do cool stuff during the winter and make masks, and it kept all the youth in there. We were called troubled youth or whatever, you know, troubled teens, you know, and there were some kids in there that, you know, had seen some stuff, and it really helped them guide a better path and stay on the balance. And so I'm living proof of your hard work and keeping the Ink People around for kids that need it, and also for the community, and that's why I put that passion into all my work that I do around town and try to make it shine so that it shows that I came from a good upbringing through the Ink People and Dwayne Flatmo and stuff. So thank you.
Thanks, Lucas. Okay. I don't want to leave anyone. Oh, yes, of course, Jay.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jay. I don't know how many of you know me here, but I'm one of the Mars media mentors at the Mars Project. And I've known Libby a very short time, really, in perspective of everybody else here, probably. Only, 2 short years, probably, a little bit more. But in that short time, Libby gave me a chance to express myself and teach other people what I love to do, which is digital arts and arts in general. And I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say something, and it's been, before I was kind of on this path that I wasn't sure. I was working at the Elks Lodge. I was a janitor. I was doing dishes, and I was like, this is not what I want to do. I want to make art, and I want to share that passion with people. And Libby gave me that opportunity, and I just am eternally grateful, and I hope that I can do this in some capacity for the rest of my life and teach and work with students and inspire the next generation of artists. So yeah, thanks, Libby, and I will always appreciate you and remember you forever, so thank you.
Thanks, Jay. And thanks, Corey, too, for all your work with Mars. It's awesome. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything tonight? You can, oh, yes, come on up, Marie.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Oh, Libby, you're amazing. I love hearing the stories about the generation, like the generations that are affected by your legacy. And, when I met you, I was just a fire dancer, fire dancing on the street. And, yeah, it was fun. But when I met you, you gave me an opportunity to take my art, something that I was just exploring, and turn it into my life. It was an amazing transition for me. And you were so pivotal in that. I can't even explain to you. I don't even know how much you affected me and our community, because you gave me an opportunity to spread my art to kids that were like just barely able to understand fire dancing, and that now they're going into high school and graduating. And, we started, just a little, so everybody knows, I started a Dreammaker project, and it was called Circus of the Elements, and it's still alive. But we were able to then start Trinidad Art Nights and incorporate our art with other artists. So it kept growing and morphing and doing cool things, and then we became a staple at Trinidad Art Night. So then we could actually see those little kids every year. They're growing up, and they come back to you later and just say something cool. So I think it's really, really amazing and powerful when you get to see people grow up with a culture of art. That's where it's at. That's amazing. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. We're gonna shift back to the James Zeller Trio again, and more aerial performances. And remember, when the music starts, you have 20 minutes to compete for this amazing art that's in this room. But in closing, I just want to say something that I felt, throughout the speeches tonight, was this sense that the time we're in now needs artists, needs people who maybe don't fit in, who are those misfit kids that could be the troublemakers or could be whatever, and maybe they don't fit in because they have a vision for something more just, more beautiful, more dedicated to radical transformation of society and communities built on care and compassion. And maybe they don't fit in because they don't see that vision complete in society, And so it's all of us here. It's our responsibility to carry on as Libby has in nurturing that and seeing in the people who don't fit in or who aren't in this room that there's more possibility and more profound awakenings within our communities. And thank you, Libby. That amazing, energy will persist through us all because you've touched us all, and your energy and your work is alive. So thank you so much. Do you want to say something else? Yeah. Wow.
And as my successor, you're carrying the torch forward.
Well, and so thank you. Yes, there's big shoes to fill, and I'll do my best. And please, we all hold one another to our better truths. So with that, the show must go on. Thank you, James Zeller Trio. Thank you, Laura and Lucas and all of the artists who are here tonight. And thank you all for being here.
Take that.
You're being tall. Can you get round this gentleman and put my name on this one for $100?
I can do that. 1,000, you said?
Yes.
Right, this one? What a funny guy.
Good speech. Had to say something. I was going to do the quote from Winston Churchill about why we're fighting for our freedom is to make sure the arts are protected, but I couldn't remember. It was interesting to me that nobody actually said this building would not be outside every year if it wasn't created.
What happened to the little gift I gave you?
I didn't want me to get something.
Oh, it's up there now.
It's full display. You can say it at the next big party.